Well, somebody has to. I don't think we dislike it. Again, that's not anything that's ever affected us. I don't think. I don't think we set out to necessarily worry about those types of things. I'm excited to be here and with this football team.
Hi, Mike. What was it like to have the send-off you had at Gillette Stadium and just see the fans come
So
out?
appreciative of our fans. So I think just from the beginning of the year and training camp and that joint practice, I was just floored with the joint practice with Washington and seeing the amount of fans. And Josh had made a comment that he hadn't seen that many fans since Tom and Drew Brees practiced out there. And I mean, they were hanging over the stadium to watch us. And I always said that the better that we played and the type of football that we played, that they would enjoy and embrace, and they have. And again, you could see the impact that they made in the playoffs. So can't thank them enough for what they did to send us off with that type of energy on Sunday. You could barely hear him back there. I think obviously Mac, anybody that goes out there with no shoes on and yells Warriors and let your dogs out, probably has the best speech.
Player with New England, all the different coaches and mentors you got to be around. Anybody or anything specific that you've taken from that time that you've used or that you've leaned on this year with your group in your first year?
From all my different stops, there's a lot of stops, and everybody has a journey to this league, and my journey has included a lot of different places. And again, I've always said this, that thankful for to get my start in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, with Bill Cowher, the Rudy family, to be able to come to New England to be a player here with Bill and Mr. Kraft, and even the time I spent in Kansas City, then the opportunities to coach at Ohio State. So you try to learn and try to pay attention and focus and learn each stop along the way. But then again, you have to make it your own style. So there's things each and every week that I'll draw on. They'll draw on things that we did in Tennessee that we liked or that I thought maybe resonated with the players. So constantly trying to draw on things to help us.
Right now, but since you've come to California, have you had an opportunity at a meal, talking with some coaches, friends, just to kind of soak in the moment of where you're at right now?
Well, we're early in the week, and I'm sure we'll have a dinner tonight and take the coaches out tomorrow, and give the players some time off tomorrow. Come back in on Wednesday, try to get to our normal routine, normal week, and then see where that leads us at the end of the week. Go ahead. I know you had a question.
Today in Mexican TV, do you remember this picture?
I think so.
It was in the game against the Texans.
Yes.
In playoffs.
Yes,
Okay.
Right outside of our tunnel, right outside. I walked up the stairs.
Barrio in Mexico, this kid have a Club America jersey. This is the most successful team in Mexican soccer league.
It's not Is it not Mexican football?
No, Mexican soccer.
Okay, good.
Mexican
because everybody
soccer.
else calls it football.
Yeah, well, football in Mexico.
There
yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
And we have this jersey, the same one for you.
Wow, thank you.
Lucky charm for the Super Bowl. They conquered the three-peat just a year ago, so that's for you, Coach.
Thank you.
Any message for Club America, for the kids and your Mexican fan base down in Mexico?
We appreciate your support. Thank you for helping us grow the game, and continue to come visit us in the States. Watch us play.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pro Football Hall of Fame, so you're right up the road from us. Akron Buchtel guy.
Yeah.
Myself. So,
Coach Flossie,
right?
great program at
Right.
Akron Buchtel.
Yeah, great program.
Ricky Powers.
Ricky Powers. Man. So, quick question. A lot of great coaches in the Hall of Fame. Paul Brown, George Halas, Vince Lombardi. You have an opportunity to line up sideline to sideline against a Hall of Fame football coach. Who would be that dream matchup for you?
Man, that is an interesting question. Probably Paul Brown. I think just having been in that stadium and growing up in that region, and reading some of his early thoughts on training camp and the way that he structured things, and brought the guys in early, and we're going to train and we're going to condition, and those are a lot of things that still resonate today that we still do that were incorporated back then.
Last question. Your mom and dad are so important to you, and I've read about the support they provided you as you grew up. Can you just speak for a moment about the importance of your mom and dad and what they taught you?
Well, we all have different experiences, and I'm lucky to come from a great family. And I was an only child, so that means I was spoiled. But I always say that my dad taught me the value of toughness and hard work, and most importantly, the importance of being a part of a team and how strong that can be. So I appreciate my upbringing. I appreciate the support. Well, we've talked about this entire season, and especially in the playoffs, is being able to embrace the preparation, embrace the hard work that it takes that goes into this, but also to be able to enjoy everything that comes along with this. And we have to enjoy moments like this. We have to enjoy the execution. We have to enjoy our families when they get out there, but we also have to be able to embrace the preparation.
Is there one unexpected strength from the season, be it a player or a coach, that you feel has not gotten enough spotlight this season in terms of the national media coverage?
I'm very grateful for all our players and our coaches and our staff. I don't follow, I guess, enough national media to understand who may or may not be recognized, but I know that I appreciate them every chance I get. The football team, the players, and staff, everybody that's helped us build this thing on the field and off the field.
Who's your favorite player growing up?
I was a Cowboys and I was a Browns fan first and a Cowboys fan. So I probably Bernie Kosar. I threw the ball sidearm because of Bernie. Kevin Mack, Michael Dean Perry, these guys. Clay Matthews, Frank Minifield, Hanford Dixon, those great Browns teams. And the best game I was a part of, hopefully it's Sunday.
You and Mike McDonald have both been lauded for the ways that you have built these teams this year. Can you kind of just talk on the way that you've seen Mike McDonald and his team?
Well, they've done a fantastic job. Not only are they talented, but they have an identity. They have a play style that I appreciate in all three phases. This will be a great identity matchup for us. This will be an identity war on the biggest stage. They play hard. Their defense runs to the football. They cause a lot of turnovers. You see they're committed to running the football. It's a physical football team. So Mike has done a fantastic job. John's done a fantastic job putting that roster together. This will be a huge challenge.
Congratulations. Is this a must-win game?
A must-win? Yeah, I think every time we go out, it is a must-win game. I mean, it's kind of the attitude that I've always taken in the National Football League.
The last couple weeks with the weather, could you sense a little bit of an excitement, like a sigh of relief when you guys get out on the practice field today? T-shirts, shorts, feels like it's September again back home.
Yeah, I mean, I think again, it was good to get out here. The players appreciated being out on the field together. There was a good speed, there was a good energy, beautiful facility. To be able to practice at Stanford, so appreciate everything that they've done to give us a first-class facility to practice at.
A guy like Robert Spillane, who you've coached on multiple teams, how important is he in a game like this?
Well, he just cares a lot about the team. He will do anything for the football team. He plays extremely hard. He's a communicator. And he's, again, when you talk about middle linebackers, these guys, coordinate the defense. They run the defense. They communicate. They tie in the back end with the defensive line. So, Robert and all of those guys, and Christian, and could go all the way down the list. But, I think Robert cares deeply about this football team, and he'll do anything that he has to help us win.
Coach, who's in charge of nicknames now? We went from the GOAT to Drake, May.
I just call him Drake. I don't know who is in charge of the nicknames. I got plenty of nicknames for guys, but I feel like I just call him Drake. He answers to that.
With your team during the halftime show, but is there any Bad Bunny song that you're looking forward to hearing?
I couldn't tell you. I'll have to brush up here before for Sunday.
Belichick, what do you think of the Hall of Fame stuff?
I'm confident that Bill will get in. I don't know the process. I know that everybody's talking about the process and however the vote needs to go. I know that Bill is a Hall of Fame coach, whether he's going to be in the Hall of Fame this year or next year or the year after that. He's a Hall of Fame football coach.
2023 being fired at the Titans, now to be in the Super Bowl. Can you speak to the redemption, the resilience of coming from the Titans, and is karma real?
There's no redemption. I really enjoyed my time in Tennessee. Still have a home there. We'll go back. So I enjoyed my time there. I enjoyed the players that I got to coach and the people that helped us win. Karma, I think, again, if you do what's right at the right times, put yourself in enough opportunities to be lucky. I don't know if that's karma or not, but if you just keep doing the right thing and put yourself in the opportunity, then luck usually finds you.
Really? 5 of these players on the podium tonight are players you added to your roster this season. 5 or more even. How are you so effective in quote unquote rebuilding this team?
I think when you look at free agency, you have to get the right people. They have to be talented, but you have to get the right people that they're made of the right stuff, that their bones are good, that they come from, the right stuff. And that's the challenge that you wage in free agency sometimes. And we were very, I think, intentional about the people that we wanted and the type of people that we wanted to bring in and make commitments to. And then we added, guys from the draft. We added, really good guys in the draft, and then guys that were left over. So they committed to becoming a team early on, and that process still is happening right now.
Thank you. How did you think that Drake moved the football today at practice?
Oh, I thought that we had a good third down day. I thought that, the ball came out good. I thought it was a crisp practice for Drake and for everybody else.
Them to be limited tomorrow?
I'm sorry?
Do you expect Drake to be limited in practice, like a fuller practice tomorrow?
Well, the players won't practice tomorrow, so I guess if we have to release an injury report, we'll do that at that time. We practice today. We're going to have Tuesday off like we normally do and then come back on Wednesday.
What's the key to attacking?
What advice do you have for Robert Saleh as he heads into the job with Tennessee?
Robert will do a good job. He's a good football coach. Got a lot of energy, and there's a lot of good people there. And I know that Robert will do a good job. The same keys there all the time. I think we'll have to take care of the football. We'll have to, make sure that we're really good situationally. Third down, red zone, all those things that Super Bowls are usually won on. Whether that's at the end of the half or the end of the game. Making a field goal to get into overtime and scoring a touchdown, or being able to stop them in 2 minutes, like the Rams did against the Bengals, or all these. Other than last year, all these other games have been pretty close.
What impresses you the most about Seattle?
Yeah, absolutely.
What impresses you the most about Mike Macdonald's defense in the too high shell?
Well, it's not exclusively split safety, but again, they'll disguise from it. They stop the run. They play hard. They match, deep routes. They don't give up a lot of explosive plays, and they tackle. There's a really good tackling football team. They don't miss many tackles.
You obviously have an extensive history in playing in this game yourself, and you also scored touchdowns as a defensive player. First of all, did you have defensive guys asking for the ball in the game? And second of all, what did you guys give the guys for experience for this game, how to prepare and stuff like that?
Yeah, everybody wants to score a touchdown. I don't know how many of them will, but all the defensive guys probably want to score touchdowns. Just continue to share my own experiences from coaches on the staff that have been here. There's other players that have been here. So, I think that all builds up towards the end of the week on things that we can focus on that may be a little different with this football game, about the warm-up time before the game, the length of halftime, all these things that are going to be a little bit different. We can try to draw on everybody's experiences.
You mentioned the scheduling aspect being a big factor. You've been here for a while. How have those different experiences, you coming into here as a player and now as a coach, anything that you specifically told the team this week just as far as getting ready for those newer guys?
I think we just focus on some of the keys, and we've addressed some of those things. We'll work on the halftime later in the week and the length of halftime and how we'll do that. And but I think you try to keep it as normal as you possibly can as far as the preparation. I think we'll have to ramp up some situational football that may come into play here in this football game.
An underdog a lot this year. Can you talk about what the identity has been of this team and what your message is in the locker room heading into the big game?
The message, I probably try to wrap up the week on Sunday. Somebody asked me today, I don't want to go too long. I just want to try to find a sweet spot here about same thing I do every week is give them a quick little message and tell them I can't wait to watch them play, because I think that's the best thing that I could tell them is for all the work that they put in, that I can't wait to sit there and watch them compete on the football field. Go ahead.
Team to have fun all year. How much fun are they having this week?
Well, we're early in the week. I think that they have. I thought they had good energy at practice, and as long as they can enjoy themselves and be responsible, make great decisions, that's important.
Besides Milton Williams.
Well, again, I take great pride in coaching these guys and seeing these guys have success. It's why I do what I do. I enjoy watching guys improve. I enjoy watching guys take advantage of opportunities, and this certainly is a great opportunity.
You mentioned situational football, emphasizing later this week. What sort of situations do you think could potentially be the keys to this game?
Well, I think obviously third down in the red zone will be critical. Our ability to extend drives, they're really good on third down. Offensively, they've done a great job. They're first in the league, and third and 2 to 5. So if we play the game in third and 2 to 5, the numbers would say that they're going to be pretty good, and they're going to give us a bunch of fits. But our ability in the red zone to score touchdowns and make them kick field goals.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I want to say congratulations making it to the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
You used to play for the Patriots, right? And now you're the coach for the Patriots. What's next? Are you going to marry the Patriots?
No, I'm not. I don't know if I got anything else. Marry the Patriots?
First you were a player.
First player.
Then you were a coach.
Then coach. Now
next?
what?
You gonna marry the Patriots?
No, maybe I'd be
obsessed with this team.
I love this team. You're correct. I do love this team. Not as much as I love my two kids back there, Taylor and Will.
Hey, good job, guys.
I appreciate you, bro. Taylor Warren, Will Compton, Busting with the Boys. In 2019, you were on a podcast, and you mentioned that you would take away one of your appendages if you were able to win a Super Bowl. Fast forward to that same year, AFC Championship. Before that week, you said, oh, it was just a joke. Obviously, the results in that game was a loss to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Did I say it was a joke?
You're back in this situation.
I put these guys on the map. We'll talk about the appendage tomorrow.
That you're in this situation
no free
again.
Shout-outs.
Are you ready to be the first head coach to go under anesthesia after you win the Super Bowl?
I don't need anesthesia.
Like a goat. Put a rubber band around it. We love you, Mike.
See you guys in the morning.
We love you.
I miss you guys.
I miss you.
Want to tell Matt Damon that he sucks?
No, why would I tell Matt Damon that?
He sucks.
Matt Damon?
Yeah, he sucks. He's terrible.
What does Matt Damon do?
He sucks.
What does he do?
He's a terrible actor. What did he do?
Oh,
Nothing, right?
You know he's an actor?
Well, he sucks, right?
Coach, compare the excitement of being a player versus being a coach for the Super Bowl.
Probably a little bit more reserve. A little bit more reserve here in this role. A lot more to focus on, I think, and think about. Just everybody moving in the right direction, being where we're supposed to be. But it's certainly a unique feeling. I've always told our players, play as long as you can, and then you have to get a real job. So there's nothing beats playing in the National Football League, but this is pretty close.
Realize or think that this team could accomplish all of the goals that they could possibly set out for?
We believed all along, and we believed, and we said this, that sometimes you have to believe things before you can see them. And sometimes things are out there a little too far, and you just focus on each day and focus on what it is that you can do to help the team each and every day, and my role and the players' role and our staff. So I don't think there was one particular moment. It was just continue to get better and don't look too far ahead.
Consistency is the biggest trait for you as a coach. Would you say there's a trait you kind of honed in on when you learned from Tennessee that you needed to improve on the most, that you've gotten a lot better at?
I mean, just my communication. I try to improve my communication and being honest with these guys, and I think I've always done that. I think being authentic. I think they need to see who I really am as a person. I think that that's something that players nowadays believe strongly in, is who this person is going to be each and every day. So again, I appreciate the fact that they think I'm consistent. Probably something that I think is important each and every day.
Congratulations. You talked about this season last year being a little bit of a reset. What did that year off with the Browns do for you, and what did you learn from your time with the Browns that you might have brought with you to the Patriots?
Well, I would tell you the thing I learned the most about last year is that there's nothing that I want to do more than to coach this football team. That's what I learned. And being around players is so critical, and the connections that you make, and you can't lose sight of that no matter how long you've been a head coach. Finding ways to make connections with the players is important.
As a player, what are some of the lessons from your brand of football that you guys played that you try to instill in these guys? Some of the things that translate to.
Yeah, man, football is football, and it's about preparation. It's about taking advantage of your opportunity. Everybody's going to get an opportunity. Some people get more than others. That's the nature of this business. But I always tell them I didn't start a game in Pittsburgh for 4 years, and then I started for the next 10 years because I made a decision. There was an opportunity here, and things lined up. So there's a lot of it's about timing, but it's also about putting yourself in a position to take advantage of these opportunities.
Speak to that incredible journey of starting football, right? Football is your life. You're a player. Now you get to approach the game from a different perspective, and you're leading a group of men into the biggest game there is in the sport. What is kind of that experience like? How much does this moment mean to you?
Well, it's humbling. It's humbling to be in this experience and being grateful for their efforts, because without them, I don't get to sit here. I don't get to prepare for this game, and so I appreciate and I'm proud to be their football coach.
You got a chance to play with Tom Brady, to coach Drake May. What things you find in similar with Drake May and Tom Brady?
I mean, there'd never be another Tom Brady. I'm not into comparisons. I'm excited. I've said this. There's a large part of why I'm here is because of Drake May being the quarterback here, and me wanting to coach him and be a part of this organization. So I'm excited for his growth. I'm excited for what he's done, and I'm excited for what he's going to do.
Have you shown the players your previous Super Bowl rings?
No.
Why not? You want to get them a little inspired?
I don't even know where they are right now. I've moved around. When you're in this business, you move around a lot, so I don't know really where they are.
Coach, what's the biggest difference between being a player and being a coach at the Super Bowl? And is this any reminiscence of your first Super Bowl appearance?
No, this has all changed a lot. We were in the stadium. We sat in the stands, and you guys came up and interviewed us, and there was a couple people on the podium. I don't know necessarily, what the difference is. We're just trying to prepare. We're trying to get ready, but there's not a huge difference between being a player in this game or being a coach. I mean, obviously the player's going to go out and win it.
There's no difference for you?
Well, I mean, I just have a different role. I'm trying to schedule practice. I'm trying to make sure that these guys are all here and that they're wearing the right hat and they're not wearing something wrong, or they're drinking Gatorade instead of something else.
Describe your philosophy towards Coach Vrabel during game day.
Try to get to the stadium, try to get a workout in, try to grab something to eat, meet with the coaches. It's not all that exciting. Meet with the officials, head out with the family. That's it. Try to get our guys, through the football game.
Coach, it's a long season.
championship culture? When you take over a team, what are your priorities to building that championship culture?
Well, we just put a program in place that they want to be proud of, that everybody's aligned and knows what it is that they're expected to do. Feel like making sure guys put the team first and that they're willing to protect the football team. That's my job, is to protect the team and make sure guys are accountable for their actions, that there's built on a connection. I think connection is huge. I think that, honesty is huge. Guys don't want to be given a runaround. I think being direct, and then just trying to get a bunch of talented players in there that care about the football team.
What do you think of the passion of international fans that be staying up 2 a.m., 3 a.m. to watch the Patriots? Do you have a message for them out in Ireland, maybe?
I think it's amazing that the reach that our game has. And when I played or coached overseas, I was able to play in a preseason game in Ireland my rookie year in Pittsburgh. Was able to played in a preseason game in Mexico City, coached overseas, and just the excitement that the fans have and seeing us. And so I want to thank them for everything that they've done and will continue to do to support our football league.
About how you're a little bit different.
In your own personal foundation of your support system. What do you do during a hard time? Looking to your family, friends, loved ones. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, I think mental health is something that we have to acknowledge, and that we have to be able to take care of ourselves before we can take care of others. Certainly have the support of my family. I have an amazing wife. I've got great kids, and again, it's not. The journey that I've taken them on is not the most pleasant. You move a lot, and people, we're always judged, and sometimes your family, when they love you, they don't like to hear things that people say about you. So I appreciate this. I'm excited to have them out here to have a great week. So, we take mental health very seriously, and we try to provide, the players and the staff, everybody, with some sort of place to go where they can't be judged.
To bring you guys together, just to think about what is it things you guys like to do together?
My family, I just think kind of vacation. We try to get away and vacation and stick together. A lot of different moving parts. Everybody's, different places, and try to get together and go on vacation. And everybody has different personalities too. I got one son has one personality, the other one has something different, and Jen's maybe a little bit more reserved. So everybody kind of comes together and forms a their own dynamic in our family.
Coach, you've got coffee culture at play. We've got Seattle, obviously big for Starbucks. Your area, big for Dunkin'. Where are you going, and what's your order?
I can go either way. I go quad espresso from Starbucks. I can go iced coffee, almond milk, forced blender from Dunkin'. So it just depends what time of the day it is.
About the movie, the Warriors, Sebastian Vollmer, and he told us that 2 weeks preparation for the Super Bowl might be even too much because you overthink plays and stuff like that as a player and maybe also as a coach. What do you think about that?
Well, I think, you have to have some thought. You have to have some thought in this game and put some into the preparation. But, we don't want our guys to go out there and overthink and analyze too much. It's not going to work. You have to be able to be poised and instinctive and to be able to react quickly to things that come up. And as a player, I played in the Super Bowl where there wasn't a week off due to 9/11, and that was a whirlwind. And then I've been through it where there's a week off, and we try to make sure the schedule gives the players exactly what they're going to need for Sunday.
The genesis of, I know one of your players got big on the Warriors movie, the bottles and.
Well, I talked about this last week. We went on the road 3 weeks in a row, and we started this Road Warriors thing and started showing them the WWF, the NWA, whatever it was, Animal and Hawk. And then I ran out of clips to show them, and so I put the Warriors clip on, and that kind of took off, and here we are.
I know you're not going to be obviously the same as Bill Belichick when you played under him. Can you talk about how your style is? You're much more, I could say, verbose than he was, obviously. He was a very man of few words.
Everybody's different. I don't know. Again, I appreciated my time with Bill, enjoyed it, enjoyed every second, 8 years with Bill. Everybody's different. Our players have different personalities. Wouldn't expect them to all act like me, and they don't expect me to act like them either. Hi.
Hi. I have to. Here, I want to give you this. I don't know if I can get this to you, but there you go. You don't have to put it on, but.
Is this? Am I gonna get nailed?
I want to ask you, do you think that the fact that you played on the Patriots, do you think that that helps your relationship with the guys? Because you kind of know like what the culture's
Why
like.
are you looking above me? Is there like slime up there? You keep looking up
Do you
there.
care to be?
No.
But
I just think it's critical that there is some connection, and whatever that may be, there has to be a connection. It's hard what they do, go out on the field and each and every day and practice and put their bodies on the line for their team. And again, I want them to enjoy coming to work. I don't want them to dread coming to work. But also I have to hold everybody accountable to make sure that they're doing the actions that are expected of them to help the football team. But I also want them to have fun.
slime any one of the players, maybe they missed a day of warm-ups or something, who would it be?
Probably Stephon Diggs. Thank you. Do you want this back or is this for me? Are you sure? Okay.
Playing in San Jose in the weather.
The weather's amazing. The weather and the people and everybody's been extremely nice. The setup at Stanford, the facilities. So everybody's been very welcoming, and this is a nice. This is beautiful out here.
Coach, you're one of the first.
I'm sorry.
About the venue here in San Jose, how do you like it?
Well, so far it's a beautiful convention center. They've kind of just wheeled me around. I haven't been able to get to see a whole lot of it, other than just walking from different venue to different venue.
Talk about the difference. Can you talk about the difference part?
As both a player and a coach, what would your advice be to collectors? Should they collect you as a player or as a coach?
Probably as a player.
Congratulations on success
Thank
this
you.
season. Question, your dream matchup in the Oklahoma drill?
And what are my choices?
Hey, you're pick of the litter.
Give me a choices and I'll answer.
Players.
Okay, give me a choice between a couple guys.
One running back, one linebacker.
Okay. I don't know. We're not allowed to do the Oklahoma drill. That's the answer.
Talk about the differences and similarities of being a captain on the field, coaching the team, and being an actual coach making decisions on the sideline.
Everybody has a role. Everybody has a role to help the football team. Again, whether players are voted as captains or not, we believe strongly in leadership. I don't think there's any restrictions on leadership. You don't have to be a captain to be a leader. I think that we have different levels of that, and we're trying to grow, guys that can help push and carry guys, and with the leadership council and all that stuff, and then my role as a head coach is just making sure that I put a great staff together, and that I help bring everybody together, from the staff to the building, and making sure that everybody understands what their role is and has a clear expectation of what's expected of them.
Idea of a weekly captain.
I probably started that sometime in Tennessee. I just felt like there were so many guys that were deserving of it, and I think they enjoyed it. I think that the team enjoyed it. And again, I think it's a way to recognize a guy, a way to show their high school highlight film, have a little bit of fun with it. And it's turned out really well. And guys have taken to that, and they've really embraced it, and I appreciate that.
Check out Malcolm here from Coach. Which was your favorite Super Bowl touchdown and why, Coach?
Probably the first one. It was in, to be able to, catch one there at the end of the game. It was a pretty critical moment.
Coach, between these two relationships, any similarities?
Other than I'm taller than Bill, and they've got a lot more championships than we do, but no, that's a good picture.
What do you think when you see it?
I think that the relationship between the player and coach is really special, and it's one that I don't take for granted.
What do you think about Coach Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I think that Bill is a Hall of Fame coach, whether he gets in this year or next year or the year after.
Appreciate that, Coach.
Thank you.
How would you describe the bond between Drake May and Josh McDaniels?
Really strong, really, just you forget how young Drake is when you start thinking about it. And, Josh and I both have kids that are as old as Drake. And so Josh has got a lot of experience coaching a lot of different quarterbacks, obviously Tom, but there's so many other ones. And so his experience being able to bring it back and make it personal for Drake has been really, really good. And I think that, Josh has learned a lot just like I have. And, you go through different times. And, again, we're lucky to have both of those guys with us.
Coach, I got Malcolm here from Special Olympics. He's got a question.
Hi, Malcolm. How are
Hi,
you?
Coach Vrabel. I'm awesome. This is my fourth Super Bowl that I'm covering. And I would like to know, you've done this as a player. What's the hardest part about coaching in the big game?
Well, the hardest part about coaching in general is that you lose, you worry about a lot of things. Like, you're concerned with a lot of things. I don't want to say worry, but as a player, it's like, okay, this is what I have to do. This is my job. I go out and play, and I'm in a kind of a flow state. And as a coach, there's just a lot more things that may be out of your control. And both are critical roles, but they're just so much more responsibility outside of playing when you're coaching. So, once the athlete goes out and once you start running a race or once you start the game, you're kind of just focused on your particular role as a coach. You're focused on everybody's job.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
You brought James Mitchell, chaplain from Tennessee, to Foxborough. What did that mean to you, and why was that important for you to do?
Well, Mitch was one of those people that we hired right when we got to Tennessee, and he really made an impact on our football team and our families. And I'm grateful that him and Val wanted to come and be with us. And I always say that Mitch, he lets him lean on his shoulder. He doesn't let him cry on his shoulder. And so the players learn early on that Mitch he'll be there to help them and support them through good times and bad times, but he won't he won't make excuses for him and give him an easy way out. And so that's what I appreciate about Mitch and his impact on our football team.
A lot of players on your team who have been outspoken about their faith. How does that authenticity help your culture?
Spoken out about what?
Authenticity help your culture?
Yeah, we want to try to create everything that we can, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and again, we treat those things in high regard. We try to allow for opportunities for players to share their faith, and that's what makes a team, is that men and women are from all over, everywhere, in different places, and the experiences that they have, and if they are willing to listen to each other and help each other, I'm all for it. Thank you.
What's the last thing that you say to the players before they go out?
I can't wait to watch you play. That's what I tell them. I say, I can't wait to watch you play. And I forgot it one time, and Josh McDaniels, I thought, was going to have a heart attack. He was like, I don't know if I should have stopped you or not. Thank God we won the game because it was a playoff game. And he was like, I can't believe you forgot to say it. I go, maybe I was just getting too excited because normally I said, I can't wait to watch you guys play. Let's grab a hand, take a deep breath, and he said I forgot one time, so I'll have to make sure I don't forget on Sunday.
Something that you would say to your sons?
Eventually it was. And again, this is probably documented. I wasn't the best probably father watching them play sports growing up. There wasn't a line that was drawn between dad and coach, and I'm not proud of that. And it took me some time, and it took me some things to work through, but eventually, my wife would just say, why don't you just land the plane on, can't wait to watch you play, and leave it at that, instead of trying to coach them for an hour before their game or on the way home. And so that's kind of where I landed the plane, and she was able to help me through that.
How special is it to have the Super Bowls that you shared with them in 03, 04, 07, 2001, and then have the opportunity to share it again with your boys?
Life comes at you fast. And I never thought when I came up here in 2001 that any of that would happen, and certainly didn't think when I started coaching that would be the end result. But sometimes things are meant to be, and if you just are in the right position at the right time, and you do the things the right way, that they come to you.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, man? This is Lewis. He's the Panini Super Bowl Kid reporter.
Hi, Lewis.
Hi. So
Where's your microphone?
I'm supposed to have a microphone?
Here, yeah, you gotta have a microphone. We need to give him a microphone. There you go.
So now you've coached the Super Bowl and you've played in the Super Bowl. Which do you think was more difficult?
It's always more difficult to play than it is to coach. The coaching's a little easier than playing. You have to go out there and you have to get hit when you're playing, and they don't hit me, and you have to throw the ball, and you have to make tackles and all those things. So it's always, I would say, harder to play than it is to coach. Thank you.
Good luck, man.
Good try.
You've been at the top of the mountain. You've seen the view. Would you have more joy having your players hopefully experience that on Sunday rather than from a player's perspective?
A million times over. I've had a great professional career in football, and I want them to experience this. I want them to have their kids on the field when the confetti comes down. And I was lucky enough to have my oldest son on the podium after a game where I had success in the Super Bowl, and I want them to experience that. I want them everything and every ounce of my being for them to experience that, and I think that's why I do what I do.
One of my favorite memories was the game in Houston where you won the Super Bowl. You caught the touchdown pass. After the game, you were completely nonchalant, acted like you'd been there, done that before. We saw Tom on Monday at the press conference. He said Vrabel's eyes were as big as saucers. Is there that special moment that you remember?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think the first one is probably always going to be the favorite one. I think that team, just how it continued to improve and build, and being 5-5 after 10 games and winning 9 games in a row after Thanksgiving will always be, a pretty special football team. And that, that team didn't look the same after that. And, we didn't even make the playoffs the year after that. So just to show you how hard it is and, do what we did, I think I'll always appreciate that 2001 team.
Hey, Mike, there have been 4 coaches hired this cycle that were previously head coaches before. What do you see as the value of experience and being able to learn from maybe some missteps in your current role, and how do you feel like that played into your success?
I think we have to always learn from our experiences, whether that's as a player and, in each situation. You try to gain knowledge to how you can better yourself. So whether I, am a better coach now than I was in Tennessee, I just, try to understand what I need to do each and every day and the timing of it that's critical to provide this team with what it needs each day.
Can you repeat this image? This picture, can you repeat?
Can I explain it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was after one of those Super Bowls where we had 2 rings, I guess. Let me see. We got both boys. Okay, they're happy campers.
Sunday?
Yeah, recreate. Yeah, I would love to see that. They're getting a little bigger. They're 25 and 24. But that was fun back then. Being able to do that. And this is what I want to do with our players, and be able to share that and have them do that with their families and their kids. Thank you for asking.
Wondering if you feel like doubt is a personal motivator for you when, you just think about obviously being as accomplished as you are, but at some point, there was a transition in Tennessee, and if doubt, whether it's an athlete or as a coach, is a personal motivator, or whether you see your coaching experience as a testimonial of perseverance to that end.
Yeah, you can't let doubt creep into what you do as a person. I don't care what you do, and again, you have to be able to talk to yourself and not listen to yourself so much. You have to tell yourself what to believe, and again, we've talked a lot about believing. and our identity and what we've done and believing in this team. But that doesn't say that there aren't tough times, that you struggle with failure. You have to be able to recognize it and know that is a part of all of us. If you coach long enough, you're going to get fired. And just like if you play long enough, you're going to get cut or you're going to get traded. That's just how this business is. And so I think I've tried to understand that. I've tried to explain it to the players that this is what happens. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to do it with this group of guys. And I've told them, it's in a week, this isn't going to be, this team won't look the same as it does today. That's just how this thing goes.
Coach, Boston Marathon bombing survivor Mark Fuckerell, amputee from that day. I had to overcome many struggles in my recovery. It was 3.5 years in and out of hospitals for me. I was supported and blessed by the city of Boston, after the attack. What was the biggest challenge you've had to face in your personal life or your career, and how did you get through that?
Well, certainly it was nothing like you went through. No, there was nothing that I've done. Again, I was injured in high school, and people told me I wouldn't be able to play. And I, wore a back brace for, the entire season, took it off to play a game, go through injury. But nothing with like you went through with a tragedy, and to be able to persevere through that. So I'm glad that you're here, and it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I've been blessed. God has taken care of me very well.
You still live in Boston?
I have a house in Reading, and I have a house in just north of Austin, Texas. So my wife was born
I bet you spend more time in Texas than you do in Massachusetts.
I am from Texas.
There you go.
Hey, man, I wish you the best. Congratulations on everything.
So
and I'd love you to. Some practices maybe in the future next season.
You got it. Thank you, Mark.
There's obviously some differences in playing in the game and coaching the game, but what are some of the similarities that you still have to bring to the Super Bowl? And do you ever get that itch to kind of like put the pads back on?
If I have an itch, I don't have the ability to scratch it. I can promise you that. Not at my age. You have to be focused. You have to be, locked in and be prepared and be able to be in a state of mind to do your job and to help the football team and whether you're a player or whether you're a coach.
I have a quick question. First of all, congratulations on making it to the Super
Thank
Bowl. But I'm on the women's U.S. national flag football team.
Okay, what position?
And I play center, but I also play free safety at my college
Is the center
as well.
eligible?
Yes, we are.
Just
Yes,
slip
we
out,
are. Yeah, exactly. But I have a quick question. If you were to choose any female athlete that would throw you a touchdown, who would you choose?
Any female athlete. I'm trying to think. This is a setup. I'm going to offend every other female athlete. I'm going to offend every other female athlete. Let's go with. I'm trying to think. What sport? Tennis, basketball. Soccer, golf. I mean, you're going to set me up. Everybody else is going to be like, he didn't pick me.
Journalism right
I
here.
know. It is. Where'd you go to school?
No, I go to Kaiser University. I just play flag football.
Okay. Trying to think. I'll go, so I don't offend anybody. I'll go with my wife. How about that? There you go.
Speak about Drake May's shoulder. Not nearly enough talk about your shoulders. You're looking jacked. What's your workout routine on your shoulders looking like these days?
This is all natural, brother. I do a lot of coaching. I wish I was jacked.
Mike, you guys have had a really, it looks like, beyond the norm kind of hit rate with your off-season acquisitions, free agency, and in the draft. What has allowed those guys to have the level of success this year that they had?
Again, I think that anything that happens to a player, whether it's improvement or finding their role, that's a large part is up to them, Phil. You know that. we're here to help them do their job. We're here to give them, confidence and trust in what they're supposed to be doing, making a connection, trying to develop them, and then the player's job is to go out there and find a role and continue to improve and to help us win. And we've had a lot of guys like that this season, and guys come from different places. We try to put the team together. We try to be intentional with the people that we brought in here, and I think they've really embraced that.
The last time two defensive-minded head coaches were in the Super Bowl was 2017. Do you think we start to see a shift in coaching in the NFL?
I think coaching is about reaching people and finding ways to connect with them, and also being knowledgeable and figuring out when the right things to say and when the right thing to do for each particular player. Whether you're a defensive coach or an offensive coach, I think it's just about being a good football coach.
Any adjustment as a coach since leaving Tennessee? I mean, any changes in your approach in this new capacity?
No, I mean, again, I've tried to recognize that people can have different personalities than me, and they just can't have different mindsets and mentalities about what we believe in our culture and our identity. So, no, I mean, again, I enjoy what I do, and I am going to not take this opportunity for granted, just like a player. Whether you are cut from somewhere or you get another opportunity, you probably are going to do everything you can to keep it, and that's what I'm trying to do here.
Everybody's getting your players recognition, you're getting recognition. Can you tell us a little bit about your staff that you put together, and are there any guys on it that have really impressed you this year with their units?
Well, again, I think that's a part of my job as a head coach, is to put together a great staff that the players believe in and that they trust, in all three phases and their special teams. I mean, I can go right on down. Jeremy and Tom work really well together. They have great connection, great energy. Jeremy's a little bit younger. Tom's got a little bit more experience. Josh has done a fantastic job offensively. I think our O-line coaches work very well together. Zach Core has stepped in and filled in for Big T while he's been away, and really proud of that whole entire defensive staff who has come together, rallied together, and helped the players. And then my guy, and then Stretch, obviously, my guy Stretch.
Sports Illustrated swimsuit did an NFL edition. Who from your team would be on the cover?
Probably John Stryker. That was nice of him.
Messaging for your players. What's the last thing you say to your second-year quarterback before he heads out on the field?
Can't wait to watch you play. Same thing I told my kids when they were in high school and college.
Thoughts on the rise of analytics in football, like EPA and success rate versus more traditional stats? Is this something that you incorporate, and do you value it more?
We're always going to try to use the numbers and analytics to help us make decisions. And whether that's, what we feel like is the best way to attack a defense and certain style and play and decisions that we base at the end of the game, at the end of the half, and when to use timeouts and when to go for it. And, so again, there's a blend there. There's a marriage that has to exist between things that I believe are good for the football team and the numbers that would tell me otherwise.
Do you see any similarities between the 2001 team and this team?
Again, there's a lot of new players on that 2001 team. We've had a new roster that's changed, but I'm not much into comparisons or those types of things. Yeah, we did a lot of work on him coming out of the draft, and Terrell and Clint McMillan had done a lot of work on him coming out, and just the type of person that he was and the family that he's come from, and so we knew that the person that we were going to get, and we were confident that he'd be somebody that we wanted to add to our roster.
Follow up on that. What was your welcome to the NFL moment, coach and player?
So my welcome to the NFL moment was I got into a fight. I was a rookie in Pittsburgh, and I got into a fight in training camp. And after the fight, this figure, I'm in the locker room, this figure comes over top of me, and it was Greg Lloyd. And Greg hadn't said a word to me since the day that I got drafted in April, and this is now end of July. And he's like, yeah, in this deep voice, he's like, yeah, next time when that happens, you want to come up underneath this. And I'm like, Greg, you didn't say a word to me for 5 months or 4 months while I was here. And he was like, yeah, I just wanted to make sure you weren't a punk. And then we were great friends ever since then. But I was scared to death of Greg Lloyd. He didn't say a word to me until I got into a fight in training camp. And then all of a sudden, like, we wanted to be buddies because he just wanted to make sure that I was worthy of being on that defense. Exactly, being a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Halftime performance, what song would you sing? Do you have a go-to karaoke song?
Oh, yeah, I can do Mr. Brightside pretty good. I was third place last year.
Coach, what part of Joe Mazzulla's coaching style do you appreciate the most?
What's that?
What part of Coach Mazzulla's coaching style do you appreciate the most?
Oh, he's direct. I think that his passion, his energy is infectious. You know, Joe's, become a friend, and I love the way that he coaches. There's a no-nonsense to him, but he's also, he just is always working. He's always coaching. He's always thinking about how he can help his basketball team.
Levi's Stadium, how does it play? I heard it's windier at one end, the north end than the other. Is that similar at all to Gillette?
They'll know when we get in there on Sunday. We can't go in there, so we'll figure out whatever the wind is. We'll get to be on half the field for half the time, and then the other half.
Kind of reputation one way or another?
I'm not sure.
Coach, Dunkin' or Starbucks?
Both.
In-N-Out or Shake Shack?
In-N-Out.
Skiing or surfing?
Skiing.
Tupac or Biggie?
Biggie.
Seafood or Mexican?
Mexican.
Or tacos?
Pizza.
East Coast, West Coast?
East Coast.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
McAdoo meant to this staff?
So Slickback Mac has done a fantastic job with our defensive coaches. He kind of filled the role that I did last year in Cleveland. So he's an offensive-minded coach, and he met with me and he said, just tell me I'm an assistant coach. I want to be here, and I'll do whatever you ask me to do. And I appreciate that every second that he said it. He's embraced that role. He's helped the defense. They have a great relationship. He does a great pre-advanced, and he is ready to go to give Zach and to Terrell and all the defensive coaches. Handles the show team, does a quarterback report, and I think our players and our coaches have really appreciated that perspective that he's brought from an offense and translated it to defense.
Terrell Williams, he was able to travel with the team this week. What would winning a Super Bowl for him mean to you?
Well, he means a lot to me personally. He means a lot to our football team and everybody that he's touched so far. So anything that we can do to help him, I would love to do. And so for him to be able to experience this, I'm glad that he's healthy enough to be able to experience this.
Would you have Cardi B make your pregame meal, or have Michael May pick out your pregame song for the Super Bowl?
I would probably rather. I think they could work together. I think they'd make a good tandem. I think that would be a good connection, that they both could work together to bake the meal and also and find us a song that worked.
I think a meal would be
You were a player that you still have now as a coach, and can you share it?
No, not a whole lot of superstitions. I forget too many things to have a superstition.
You've talked about your relationship with Karen, the reporter, and how important it is to you to recognize the women in sports that are around in media. The players have showed amazing ownership of pointing out to the female reporters so they can talk to them. What has it meant to you to have that message be so strong to your players and your staff?
Well, I think we just want to be, always respectful. I think that, how we treat people is a big deal. We're looked upon as coaches and members of the National Football League, whether that's kids, that's anybody, and that we want to send a good message. And again, we know that the game that we play is important to everybody, and everybody has a job that's associated with this business, and we need to help each other do their job.
Behind the scenes guy is Richie Armand in player development, right? So what have you seen from him?
Just a lot of growth, personal growth. Richie does a lot, earned the trust of the football players, and that's critical. I've seen him develop. I'm excited that he's here with us. He helps us behind the scenes so much to be able to handle him and Hallie Ross and Mitch are all part of that player engagement, and they have a thankless job. There's a lot of things that the players need, and they're able to provide it. And again, we're lucky that we have Richie and Hallie in that group.
Coach has spoken about taking the best player available in the draft rather than fulfilling team needs. How has that philosophy helped build this team and take you to the Super Bowl this year?
Well, I mean, again, you have to draft who you feel like is going to be the best for your team, whether that's a position of need or, you're drafting the best player. So we have a good process in place, and we'll try to figure it out here this next draft. Thank you, guys.